Limited time only. And by the 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon.
Here in Denver on a cooler night, the Rockies take the field. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 67 degrees. You see the winds and humidity, and it is partly cloudy. Not any rain in the area, we think. Here's the Giants lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It looks a bit familiar. Span, who had a great game yesterday, followed by Panic, Posey, and Crawford. Hunter Pence, he'll hit in the fifth slot. Then it's Sandoval, Jones, Hernandez, and Ty Block, who's hitting .244.
On the hill tonight for the Colorado Rockies will be Tyler Chatwood. Chatwood, 27 years of age. He's 5'11", weighs 200 pounds. And for Chatwood, he's a 6-year veteran. This is what he has done this year. He's 6-12 with a 5.00 ERA. A 1.22, that's the amount of innings he's pitched. He struck out 100. And against the Giants, he has been magical. A lifetime 7-3. This year, however, in 3 starts, he's 2-0 with a 2.57 ERA. How does he do it, you say? Well, he's got a fastball from a high 3/4 release. It's going to be mid to high 90s. He can run it up there. He's also got a curveball with an acute angle. It's a 12-6 break. Hard slider and a changeup. And you're going to see a lot of fastballs. When he's right, he will spot fastballs in and out. And it seems like every time he has faced the Giants this year, he has been in a very good rhythm. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Chatwood tonight for the Rockies, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Desmond, Blackmon, and Parra. Good assist arms across the board, but really strong arms on the corners. Story, Arenado there on the left side of the infield. LeMahieu and Reynolds on the right side. Jonathan Lucroy, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. You see the numbers lifetime that Chatwood has had against San Francisco. All good.
And the first pitch is up high, so we get started at 6:41. And that's unacceptable, a minute late.
It's true, our standards.
And look, we're in September now. You got to have enough practice, right? Start on time. We're a little grumpy. Giants haven't won here this year.
Well, they're due.
They are due. Span hitting .267. And here takes a called strike. Yesterday, 3 for 4 with a home run. With Panic to follow. There's a bouncy ball up the middle. And a Gold Glover. 1 out.
All right, time now for our Jeep drive of the game. Yesterday, Joe Panic hit a solo shot off of Chad Bettis. It was his 10th homer of the season, and that ties his career high. Our Jeep drive of the game.
And he made it look easy. So easy that Denard Span said, well, I need to get in double digits too. And then he did. Panic also went 3 for 4. Here he takes a strike. Buster Posey on deck. We are just underway here at Coors Field. The pitch is a fastball high. 5 for 18. Panic against Chatwood. And it's outside for a ball, 2-1. Giants only had 7 hits yesterday. Span with 3. Panic with 3 and Posey with 1, and that was it. Home plate umpire Andy Fletcher, Alan Porter, Chris Siegel, Joe West. Fletcher behind the dish.
And Andy Fletcher is a low ball umpire, and it's a tight zone. It is very consistent, but there's not big corners on it.
Panic with a base hit into center field. He's going to round the bag, and he's going to go for 2, and he is going to make it.
All right, time now for our keys to the game. And number 1, Ty Block, break out the Coors magic. How good has he been against these Rockies? Very good. In fact, here at Coors Field, he has a lifetime ERA of 2.53, and he's never lost to this team. Of course, he's only 1-0, but hey, he's done well. Number 2, Free the Panda. Pablo Sandoval in a big slump right now. And he needs to break out.
He's been in a cage.
So we need to free the Panda.
He's been locked up. Let him out. Here's Buster Posey.
He's got an 0 for 33 going. So breakout Panda. Our Nissan keys to the game.
Buster at 317 with 12 home runs. 57 runs batted in. Line drive to left, and coming in and trapping it is the left fielder Desmond. It's a hit for Posey, and now the Giants have runners at first and third.
Top spin liner, and that ball was hit hard. I think Posey off the crack of the bat thought that was going to carry out and get caught. But the top spin on it started to sink, and Desmond could not quite get it. He does wind up making a pretty good play, catching the one hop, preventing the ball from getting by him.
Yeah, rock in a hard place for Joe Panik. So here's Crawford. 245 on the season. 10 for 34 with a home run lifetime against Chatwood. And he takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes.
And here's the rock in a hard place you're talking about. Is he going to catch it? Is he going to catch it? You can't. If he catches it and you go, you're out. Double play inning over. So he played it the way you're supposed to. And there is a technique in the way that he set himself up.
Crawford down the right field line, and this is a foul ball. Off the bat, I thought for sure that was going to be a fair ball. Not this year.
Nope. Saw Crawford break out of the box, and that's kind of how we key on. And there for a while we were believing it.
Low.
Chatwood is unusual the way that he releases the ball. We mentioned he's only 5'11". He's really built like an infielder or even a catcher, but a high 3/4 release. He's right on top of you. An unusual arm action. At times it's hard to pick up the ball out of his hand, and then it's got big velocity.
Well, Crawford's now in the driver's seat. 3 balls and 1 strike. Double play ball. And that will end the inning. After 1/2. 0-0 block coming out. Rockies are coming up, and here's their lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Blackman, then LeMahieu with a 12-game hitting streak, followed by Arenado, Reynolds, and Parra. Trevor Story will hit 6th. Then it's Desmond Lucroy and Tyler Chatwood.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the left-hander Ty Blach. Take a look at what he has done this year. It's been time in the bullpen. He's made 23 starts. He's 8-11 with a 4.68 ERA. And for Ty Blach, he has really had some magic against these Rockies. He has faced them 6 different times, and in 19 innings, he's only given up 4 runs with a lifetime ERA of 1.89. Here at Coors Field, 2.53. Ty Blach, he's going to give you a fastball. It'll be low 90s, and he can cut it. He'll look to establish the inside corner to righties away from lefties with that fastball. He's got a change-up, curveball, and a slider. He'll throw anything at any time.
So here's Charlie Blackmon. And a strike. Blackmon had 3 hits yesterday. The one was a gift. Should have been an error charged to Mac Williamson in the 9th. But he also hit one out of the ballpark. Foul back, it's 0-2.
Let's take a look at the home run he hit last night. This was number 33 on the year. Yesterday, I should say. And then to the hot part of the yard. He loves hitting here in this ballpark. Hitting almost 400 here.
Rolls this one to Ryder Jones, who flips it to Blach.
Let's take a look at that defense playing behind Ty Blach, starting the Giants outfield from left to right. It'll be Hernandez, Span, and Pence. That's your outfield. Crawford, Sandoval. They will patrol the left side of the infield. Panic and Jones on the right side. And Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. 3 Gold Glovers on the field tonight for the Giants.
So here's LeMahieu. LeMahieu, a couple of hits yesterday. And he takes a call strike. Nolan Arenado to follow. In the dirt.
Giants completely give the left field line to the right-handed hitting LeMahieu. LeMahieu, one of the really good opposite field hitters in baseball. And look at the room they give LeMahieu on the left side of the field. That's a lot of room to give a right-handed hitter, and it's nowhere near what the Arizona Diamondbacks gave him over the weekend.
Yeah, it was almost the overshift, the opposite way. 3-1. Right now, Arizona has the top spot in the wild card race. Colorado is second, but only a game and a half up on Milwaukee and 3 games up on the Cardinals. And the walk. So Colorado feeling it a little bit. Their schedule is a bit rough coming up. It won't be, if they don't make it, it won't be because of their hitting. It'll be because their pitching hasn't been able to hold up. But so far, they're hanging in there. Here's Arenado, who yesterday's game went 1 for 3. Swing and a miss.
Good cut fastball in on the hands, or underneath the hands, I should say, of Arenado. And this is the natural movement you get with Ty Blach, very similar to the natural movement that Madison Bumgarner gets. Movement running into right-handed hitters.
And the base hit. A walk and a hit. And here's Mark Reynolds. Reynolds took an 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts yesterday. And he pops this one out of play. Block trying to do what Chatwood did, and that's get a double play to get out of the inning. And that pitch is high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Rockies are 10 games over 500 at home. There's been years where they've been 20, 25 games over 500 at home. Foul back. It's 1 and 2. They're 6 games over 500 against teams in the West.
I think this has been one of the really great home field advantage ballparks since I've been around the big leagues. I mean, you can say that about a lot of live fields. The old Kingdome in Seattle was a big advantage to the home team. Cincinnati, Philadelphia now, but I mean, this team here in their field, in Mile High Stadium and here at Coors Field, it has been a great home field advantage for them.
There's nothing like it. I mean, it's really hard to even compare. In the dirt. Ball doesn't do as much, right? If you're throwing it.
Doesn't.
The ball is going to carry. That's 2 advantages for the hitter. The spacious outfield, 3 advantages. I mean, the advantages just don't stop.
Well, it has gotten a little bit better for Bud Black. I mean, Bud Black, an old pitcher, he has let the grass in the infield grow and the grass in the outfield grow. Very close change up there in the corner. We talked about Andy Fletcher. I mean, you're just not going to get big corners on the strike zone. So in the grass is heavier. It has slowed things. There's been times we've been coming here where the infield was hard as a rock. And that's just another thing that favored the hitters.
So here's Parra. Parra went 0 for 3 yesterday. And he takes a strike. It's LeMahieu, Arenado, and Reynolds. 2 walks and a single.
Setting sun. Looks like Mars.
Span moving over and under, and he'll make the catch. So it's 1-0 Colorado. Well, in this park, if you can limit it to 1, you've done a good job.
Number 27, Trevor Story.
So Trevor Story hitting .225, 18 home runs, 63 runs batted in. Foul back.
Trevor Story, dangerous. I mean, you look at .225, you're not impressed with that, but 18 home runs.
Who did you get opposite field grand slam? Was it Samardzija?
I don't remember.
It was Samardzija or Cueto. Starts to carry, but Hernandez makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. So if you're Ty Block, you're happy. You only gave up 1 run. It's 1-0 Colorado. Fan Appreciation Month. It's to celebrate the best fans in baseball. You get sponsored prizes, ballpark experiences, you get all kinds of things. So what you need to do is go to sfgiants.com/fan appreciation to register, and then you can be eligible for these prizes. Here's Pence. 1-0 Rockies. Pence gets knocked off the plate. Pence at 254. He's got 11 home runs. He's got 58 driven in, and he took an 0 for 4 yesterday. As Chatwood, I'm wondering if Hunter Pence is thinking he's trying to pitch me in.
Well, it may have crossed his mind.
You think?
Again and again.
Well, that was an ugly 4 pitches right there, and Lucroy's going, what happened?
Well, Xfinity X1 customers say showing the San Francisco Giants. They say it into their X1 voice remote, and they get live stats on their TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Mom's hogging the fries.
Well, that's her right.
Yeah. Well, with moms, they always get what's left at the bottom, and that's where she's at. Sandoval takes a strike.
Well, I thought your wife Michelle always had the great philosophy about if you eat food off your children's plate, there's no calories in it.
I think she learned that from her mom and her mom's mom, and I believe it. And a possible double play ball, and LeMahieu will turn it. So the Giants are 2 for 2 in double plays. There were 1 in the first, now 1 here in the second.
Really not an easy double play to turn. Kind of an awkward play, but the Rockies, that rank second in the National League in defense, turn it flawlessly. Helps when you have a Gold Glover at second, and it helps that your defense was anticipating the ball hitting there.
So here's Ryder Jones. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Rockies Hernandez waiting in the wings. And a base hit for Ryder Jones. And that's going to give Gorky Hernandez a chance to hit his first home run of the year.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's the story I'm going with. Rookies overall right at 260. Had a game on Sunday where he was the defensive player of the month.
Gorky has 5 lifetime homers, so this is not something that would be unusual. Let's just say he'd have a pretty good try.
Well, now you're loose. A big swing and a miss on a fastball. Ty Block is on deck. There's Ty Block. Down low. Dodgers and D-backs will go at it again tonight after J.D. Martinez rocked the world by hitting 4 home runs against LA last night.
Yeah, and he hit the 2nd and the 7th, the 3rd and the 8th, and the 4th and the 9th.
And I watched him, and I don't think there was a cheapie in the bunch. And that's without Paul Goldschmidt, who is on the shelf right now.
He's got a little bit of an elbow problem. They sent him back to Arizona.
Center field, Blackman. Side retired. Desmond, Lucroy, Chatwood coming up.
Is brought to you by Los Gigantes Lager, a Mexican-style lager from Anchor Brewing and the San Francisco Giants.
The Rockies with a run in the first inning, and now they'll come up with the bottom three in their lineup, which is led by Ian Desmond. And the first pitch is a call strike. Jonathan Lucroy, Tyler Chatwood. Just a bit outside, a teaser from Ty Block. By the way, more about that Dodger D-backs game. It really wasn't just about J.D. Martinez. It was Robbie Ray, who I think through 7 innings struck out 14.
He's had some severe ownage on the Dodgers.
My goodness. On the ground, Sandoval up, throwing, got him. That is quite a play by Pablo Sandoval.
Well, that's one of those plays. If I'm not getting any hits, nobody else is going to get a hit either. Spears a backhander, slides right into his position and squares up and unloads it. Desmond runs well, and it's not even close.
Wasn't even close.
Shoot him down, Panda. That'll be it. Style points to boot.
Here's Jonathan Lucroy. Well, if you're not styling at the plate, you might as well style out in the field.
Well, I've heard you say that before.
Lucroy at 248, 5 home runs, 32 driven in. Tight. Tyler So Chatwood, pretty good hitter on deck. We're in the home half of the second inning. Out of play. Last night, kind of a miserable day here. There wasn't anything good about the weather. Tonight, totally different. The smoke has cleared out. Temperature is nice and cool. .66 degrees.
Feels good.
And a full count.
It's got to feel good to the Giants. The players, they've had a lot of really, really hot days. Last 3 days of the homestand back in San Francisco yesterday.
To Crawford, to Jones.
Well, the Giants Insider Podcast is back on NBCSportsBayArea.com, brought to you by Max Muscle. You can log on each week and listen to Alex Pavlovich. The Giants Insider Podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. Also available on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and Spotify.
Chatwood is 5 for 33, and he takes a strike. Tap foul. I asked Bruce Bochy yesterday if he was as impressed with Stratton as we were, even though he only went 4 innings. He said, I absolutely was impressed with that kid. And that'll end the inning. 3rd inning coming up. Is brought to you by your California Ford dealers. On this date last year, here at Coors Field, Ty Block made his major league debut, and in that debut he went 3 innings, allowed a hit, no runs, a walk, no strikeouts. He threw 40 pitches.
Well, it was really an eye-opener, and he had his family, his high school coach in attendance. It was a day that he'll never forget, and it really put him on the map. Because, you know, you throw 3 zeros up at Coors Field against this Rockies lineup, and that's pretty special. Yeah. Especially if you were raised just a few miles down the road from Coors Field.
Yeah, came here as a kid. Block is 10 for 41. And a high fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. There's a strike. Swing. And gonna miss 1 and 2. Guess what it's doing in Atlanta?
Well,
it's raining.
Are they delayed?
Yeah. Should have put a dome on that place.
Yeah, they should have.
Yep, here we are spending other people's money. And the 2-2 and a swing. They're going to miss.
All right, time now for our Togo's Big Play the Togo's way. Yesterday, Denard Span had a 3-for-4 day, and this was the top of the third when he hit a solo home run, number 10 on the season off Chad Bettis. Then in the top of the sixth, he hit a double the other way off Bettis. And then for hit number 3, he singles off Jake McGee, the left-hander, right back up the middle. A great day for Denard Span. That's our Togo's Big Play the Togo's way.
So here's Span, who's 0 for 1. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. Down low. Joe Panic to follow. And a bouncing ball foul. What about ready to throw pitch number 39?
Look out.
2-2.
Little shin scraper. Chatwood has been so impressive against the Giants this year. And then there for a while he was kind of fell on hard times, was taken out of the rotation. But the success that he's had, Giants coming to town, and he gets one of these starts. Bud Black thinking, hey, if my guy's got ownage, I'm going to take advantage of that.
And Span has worked it to 3-2. There's a couple who've made the trip. We'll see if they got something to cheer about right here. Yeah, a walk. Very good.
Chapman thought he had strike 3. So nice at bat for Denard Span. Andy Fletcher, a low ball umpire with small corners. But the good news is, what you get in the first, you usually get the whole 9 innings. It's very consistent.
Panic with a double into right center field. And he takes a little low. 1 ball and no strikes. Buster Posey on deck. And try to hit that hole between Reynolds and LeMahieu. Fouled out of play. Span inching off. Reynolds holding him tight, and a throw to first in the dirt. See, now the umpires have to throw that ball out.
Should. There's definitely a scuff on it. Any ball that gets hit on the ground or gets thrown in the ground, it's going to have a scuff on it.
I'm sure all 4 umpires did not see that. Span's got 8 steals on the year. Panik didn't think so. It's 1-2.
He was not enthusiastic about that call. It's a pretty straightaway defensive set. Really gives you some idea as to how they respect Joe Panik and his ability to use the whole field. Kid's quick.
I thought he had to give the ball back.
He just wanted to shake his hand.
And another hit for Panik. And Span is going to put on the brakes. Posey's going to hit with runners at first and second. He's hot right now, Joe Panik.
He's way hot right now. He hits yesterday. He's got 2 hits tonight in his first 2 at bats. The hit that he gets here right down the middle at 95-mile-an-hour challenge, and he's just not going to miss him right now. He's in the middle of the field. Blackman, the outfielder in center field, I mean, he doesn't have as strong an arm as the corner outfielders tonight, but a very quick release and an extremely accurate arm. I mean, he's definitely an assist guy, which is why Denard Span put on the brakes. The league knows about Charlie Blackman.
First pitch strike. Buster lined a single into left field in the first inning.
Inside. Fastball, and a quick 0-2.
And tight again. We saw Chatwood do it to Hunter Pence. Maybe they're worried about Chatwood.
Well, the pitch count 50. That really should be an issue. Maybe having some discomfort. But the other thing too, as you said, he kind of hit on some hard times. Hard times with his command.
You got a left-handed hitting lineup out there. None of this would surprise me in September.
It's all-star, anything goes. And from Chatwood's mind, mindset, you can't be upset if you get taken out of a ball game early. It's not about you in September when you're pressing it hard to get to the playoffs.
Got him. Buster knew it.
Never took a swing, and that is rare. Fastball right down the middle, and he's either looking for an off-speed pitch or he was looking middle in, and he will guess at 2 strikes.
So here's Crawford. Get the feel of it.
Well, he's had a lot of really bad misses where he hasn't been close. Balls in the dirt, balls way above the strike zone, easy takes. And when the Giants saw him the previous 3 times this year, he didn't have many easy takes. He was around the strike zone all night long, so he is a little out of whack. Bud Black, skipper of the Rockies, done a nice job with this club this year. First year at the helm.
he will, he being Crawford, have the green light. Not this time.
So Bud Black sends Steve Foster, the pitching coach, out, talk to him. And this conversation is going to go like this. This is your last hitter. If you want to stay in this game, you better get him out. If not, we're going to the pen. And those are conversations you'll have with a veteran. You may be a bit more diplomatic with a rookie.
Pence saw 4 pitches and they were all out of the strike zone. 2 of them were close to hitting him. And he was getting after it. No balls and 1 strike. Pablo Sandoval on deck. Out of play, 0-2.
Right in on his hands. From Chatwood's perspective, that's a perfect pitch. Hunter pitched late. Set on the inside corner, and this explodes right in at 95 with movement boring towards the hands.
And the Lucroy with a run saver.
That's another example of just a bad miss. Easy take. And Lucroy, I mean, just kind of a survival block. Great play.
Well, Chatwood trying to get out of this mess that he helped create by walking 2. It's 2-2.
Another easy take, and those are really pitches that upset you as a pitcher. You have 0-2, 1-2 counts. You don't want to make it a pitch that's easy to take. "60 pitches into it. It's a lot for 3 innings.
Giants leave him loaded. We will head to the bottom of the 3rd, and it'll be the top of the order for the Rockies.
Bay Area is brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
It's 1-0 Colorado, and here's Charlie Blackmon. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Blackmon rolled out to Ryder Jones at first. Driven to right. Pence will track it down.
All right, Tuesday, September 12th is Toki Doki night. Your special event package will include a ticket to the Giants-Dodgers game and a Toki Doki snapback hat. That's right. Go to sfgiants.com/special events. Okay.
I guess it's a hat that you can snap back.
I guess. I need to work on that one.
Snapback hat. Here's LeMay, who takes a strike. There's a hat that doesn't snap back.
No.
He might have some cattle.
Yeah.
Tracy Ringlesby? No. Tap to third for Sandoval. 2 outs.
There's the Hall of Famer, Tracy Ringlesby.
But no cattle.
Gonna have lunch tomorrow with Mr. Ringlesby.
I don't think I've ever known a cowboy with no cattle that loves baseball more than he does.
He loves baseball. And you know what? He may have a cow or two up there in Wyoming on his ranch.
They're blow-up cows.
As far as I'm concerned, that counts.
There's a called strike. How about Trace? Did you make your point? Nope, I guess not. See? Yeah, take that.
Well, when you talk to Tracy, you're going to talk about baseball, but then you're also going to talk about University of Wyoming football.
Yeah, which is why I leave. It's like, well, how exciting is that? Dave Fleming, he'll be in. See Darren Chen watching him closely. John Miller on assignment. Dave will be in here 4, 5, and 6. Right back to where it came from. Did Arenado just get jammed?
I don't believe it.
First time this year, Nolan Arenado jammed, and we saw it. See you back here in the 7th.
Call 60 minutes. Ray Ratto and Kelly Johnson bring you the happy hour tonight after postgame live on NBC Sports Bay Area. Also available to listen live and as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. There's a new pitcher here. Coors Field, after 3 full innings of play, it is 1-0 Rockies. The new pitcher, when it's time for a change, the Expedia Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts, is Chris Russin coming in for the 51st time. 3-0 with a 2.32 ERA. So once again, 1-0 Rockies, top of the 4th. Here to tell you all about it, my pal Dave Fleming.
Well, you think Tyler Chatwood, who went 3 innings, gave up 7 base runners. Must have been a rough 3 innings for him, right? That's why he's out of the game.
Yeah, he wasn't really sharp, and I just think that that was the plan.
Yeah, and the Giants don't have a run. So through all of that, they did not cash in on some opportunity. Pablo Sandoval is out number 1 on the very first pitch from Russin.
And the slump continues. I mean, he's trying to be optimistic about it. It's very difficult. I mean, he knows this is a month where he needs to establish that he can hit here, and he's in the plans for next year. And slumps just really are not easy to digest.
Ryder Jones, who had a hit against Chatwood his first time up. I guess an opportunity for Ryder. A very different point of his career, very different way than Pablo's got his opportunity. I do like this guy, Chris Russin. He's a weapon.
Well, he can do a lot of things for you. He's a 4-pitch guy. Quick pitch. Fastball, curveball, slider guy with a good fastball. He can go low to mid-90s with it. But it's what he can do. I mean, he could pitch every role in the bullpen. Plus, he can spot start you.
Yep.
Somebody goes down, he can come in and fill. I mean, that role has really become. It's always been a valuable part in any team. A guy who could be a long reliever, a guy who can spot start. But in Russin's case, he could actually elevate the ladder, and he could pitch situational.
Got him. The Ryder Jones strikes out swinging. 2 down. I'd have to look it up. I will look it up, but I got to think this is the first year where Russin has pitched exclusively out of the bullpen, because we've seen him start in the past against the Giants. There've been some times where he's been primarily a starter. He's just found a home here in Colorado in the bullpen.
No starts this year.
Not a one.
He has finished 5 games.
Gorky's a little late.
But I like watching him pitch too. I mean, you already saw the quick pitch. There's a lot of things to upset your timing. And I think you're going to see more and more guys try this in the future.
I think we're noticing it already. We've seen it on the Giants with Cueto, but like Derek Law, for instance, sort of picked up on what Cueto does out of the bullpen. He does some of that stuff. And I bet you now almost every team we see has somebody who does some variation of that.
Yep.
1-2 to Gorky's. Got him swinging with the off-speed stuff. So nice inning out of the bullpen for Russin. Ty Block back to work when we come back. 1-0 Rockies.
broadcast is presented by the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Well, when we get back home from this road trip, Diamondbacks are going to be in town, part of the next homestand, September 15th through the 17th. Sunday the 17th, the first 20,000 fans receive an Orlando Cepeda statue replica presented by Konica Minolta. We're going to celebrate Orlando's 80th birthday. Can't wait to see him. Tickets always available at sfgiants.com. A tremendous part of Giants history and a part of the Giants family, and we'll be singing happy birthday to Orlando on Sunday.
80 years old. That's hard to believe.
I know. He first of all, it just seems like it wasn't that long ago. He was still driving in runs and doing his thing. But he looks great. Pence gave that one a look, but it's a foul ball, out of play. 0-2. Still one of the darkest days for the Giants when they traded Orlando Cepeda away.
Yep. That's when they came back to haunt him.
Yep. A lot of great moves in the history of the Giants. A lot of great trades. That was not one of them. Right off the end of the bat, Reynolds to panic for out number 1.
Hey, I got a new app today for my Apple Watch.
You did? What is it?
Well, it allows you to steal the signs for the New York Yankees.
How about that? What was your reaction to that story? I mean, that kind of was breaking right as we were coming to the ballpark today.
I just thought it was kind of bizarre. Made me laugh.
The Yankees had their video people try to they suspected the Red Sox were doing this, and they caught, they say, on video, information being relayed from the video replay room inside the clubhouse to the bench where a trainer had an Apple Watch and would then take that info and somehow relay it out onto the field. And apparently they caught him red-handed. And they turned it in, and MLB, according to the initial story that came out in the New York Times, MLB confronted the Red Sox and they admitted it.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. That seems pretty legitimate to me. And whatever you think about sign stealing as an art or a part of the game, or how should it be a part of the game, the technology, I think, is where there is a different line, and baseball's always tried to keep technology from being a part of that. In this instance, you got all the cameras in the ballpark trying to the theory would go, steal signs, and those guys in the video room real time then relaying that info.
Look, you see quarterbacks every Sunday and every Saturday, college level too. Guys have little microphones and little speakers in their helmets, and they're being told audibles and signs, etc., from their offensive coordinators or whoever. Well, I mean, why couldn't they do that to a baseball helmet? I mean, it just seems like it'd be so easy.
Right back to block. And Para is out number 2.
I mean, you have a guy back in the video room right now. It's so simple to pick up signs, and most of the times with nobody on base, they give you one sign. And why would some guy sit there in the video room and just go fastball, setting up away? I mean, how easy would that be? And who would even know if you had a speaker in your helmet?
Who knows? Maybe somebody's doing it right now.
There's an opportunity waiting to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I mean,
but I don't think you would. I don't think you would be in favor of that, would you?
No.
Yeah. I mean,
unless my team was winning.
Right.
No, I'm kidding.
I know, but I mean, that is kind of the question: is where's the line with the technology?
It's going to happen. What I just described right there, that's going to happen if it hasn't already happened.
That one is hit well to left field by Trevor Story. It is gone by plenty.
Dangerous.
Kind of an all or nothing season for Trevor Story. It was all that time. Home run number 19.
Well, they want this thing up and in. It goes down and in, and that's a big difference when you miss by about 10 inches with the height of your pitch. Instead of jamming a guy, he just drops the bat head on it. And for Story, who's very quick middle in, down, hits his 19th.
On the ground to Crawford, and on one pitch, Desmond is out number 3. Well, at Coors Field, that's going to happen. A solo home run. Rockies pad the lead. It's 2-0 Colorado.
McDonald's true stories on this day 10 years ago today here at Coors Field. Barry Bonds hit career home run number 762 off Ubaldo Jimenez. And why is that significant? Because that would be the last home run that he would hit in his career. That's our McDonald's true stories.
Ty Block, who is celebrating an anniversary himself. I'm sure you guys pointed it out already, but it was 1 year ago today, right here at Coors, where he made his major league debut. 0 for 1 tonight. Now facing Russin. Chatwood, the starter, went 3. Russin out of the bullpen. 0-2. We did look it up. Russin, his first year as a big leaguer, only pitched in 4 games. Didn't start any of those, but second year 22 starts. Last year 7 starts. This year totally, exclusively out of the bullpen. It's not going to be long before Ty Block hits a home run here, back home in front of his friends and family.
No, he's going to hit some. One he hit in San Francisco, center field. That was impressive.
Big fly.
That was the first 3-run homer of the year for the Giants.
It was. Did he go? Yes. So says Alan Porter. That's 3 strikeouts in a row for Russin. You know, one thing that Bruce Bochy said before the game to us, we were talking to him about Ty Block and coming back home and why he's comfortable here, besides the obvious of he grew up here, so he's not really intimidated by the elevation and the way the ball carries. He also said that he thinks because he grew up here, he called him unquestionably the guy in the best shape on our pitching staff, cardio-wise. He said he's in terrific shape, so at altitude he doesn't get tired. Off the foot of Russin, and that'll be a hit for Denard Span. Mark Reynolds went tumbling after it.
Well, I think he had visions of kind of going after it, picking it up and flipping it behind his back, but
yeah,
he wound up doing a face plant.
How'd that work out?
All right, let's take a look at it. Off of the left foot, kicks over, and it kind of goes down. Pooey.
I'm going to do something really cool here, and no.
There's so many plays that you ad lib as a defensive player in baseball, and that was going to be a pure ad lib. He just couldn't get a grip on it.
So it's a hit for Span. He's on base for the second time. Top of the order continues to set the table for the Giants. Joe Panik's 2 for 2. He grounds out one foul. I mean, the top 2 guys in the order are doing what you're supposed to do at Coors.
Get on base. But they both have swung the long ball bat as well. Span and Panik both hit number 10 yesterday.
Those were the 2, and I think Panik's was officially the 1 that set a new all-time major league record. Most individual hitters in a season across the big leagues with 10 or more home runs. And we still have a month of baseball almost, so we're going to blow by that record. There's more than 200 individual players this year have had 10 or more home runs. Span looked like he was started. It's another hit for Panik. He is 3 for 3, just continues to swing the bat. Span testing Blackmon, and the throw is offline. He makes it to third.
That's a big 90 feet.
Good base running.
And, you know, it's a dare because Blackmon's got really one of the more accurate arms in the National League. It's a good assist arm. I mean, he's always got around between 7 and 10 assists a year. Span just kicks it into that gear you're talking about, Dave, and makes it easily. Never a hesitation. I think it's a little extra satisfaction for a center fielder to take an extra base against another center fielder.
I do too. And Charlie Blackmon, I mean, we talked about it with Carlos Moncrief. There's some other examples. He was a former pitcher. He was not a hitter in college until later in his college career. He was a pitcher. Good chance here for Posey and the Giants. Ball 1. Buster, who hit a bullet of a base hit his first time up and then struck out looking. Another opportunity for the Giants. They have had great chances in 4 of the 5 innings of this game. That one rocketed foul.
Ooh, look out.
Yikes. Well, the Rockies, this is kind of a bullpen game for them. Carlos Estevez getting loose. Big, hard-throwing right-hander.
Slapping the glove.
Can be a little wild, but he sounds intimidating out there.
And the bullpens here, they make good sounds. They get you pumped up, make you think you're throwing hard.
Maybe it's the altitude.
Yeah, it helps.
1-1 to Buster. Panik at first, Span at third. That's strike 2.
Just tucks in a little cutter in that outside corner. Perfect pitch.
Well, Posey, who took strike 3 with runners on base last time, you know he doesn't want that to happen again.
Well, that's rare. You see him take a fastball right down the middle. I mean, he had an at-bat where he struck out, didn't swing the bat. But what Posey will do, like a lot of RBI guys, they'll guess at 2 straight counts. And he's just simply guessed wrong.
Well, who knows? Maybe Lucroy, because it wasn't Russin who was on the mound for that at bat. It was the starter Chatwood. Maybe Lucroy was reminding Russin that, hey, this guy took strike 3 last time in a spot like this. Posey, I think, was worried about Russin doing another almost quick pitch. Comes set. Posey strikes out swinging.
And that was kind of a quick pitch. 4th strikeout for Russin. 4 of the 5 outs he's gotten by way of the strikeout, and this one is right by Posey.
Jonathan Lucroy, I think, thought that was out number 3.
Luke.
Yeah, just play it off. I was going to get some more signs from the dugout. Well, here's Crawford. See if the Giants can salvage something from this. Now it's going to take a hit. That runner at third with two down. Much different scenario.
There we go. How many outs are there? Yeehaw.
Yeah, great job, buddy. Oh,
Hey, I got it. That's going to cost you in kangaroo court. That mask that Lucroy wears is extremely light.
well, what a night of frustration so far for the Giants offense. So many chances. 6 hits, 3 walks drawn, and so far no runs. Crawford, who has a walk himself, that one way outside in the dirt, and a great save by Lucroy.
I mean, he's made 2 plays tonight with runners at third base that have just been spectacular, and you can add this to the list. I mean, these are scuds. They're just way out in front of home plate.
Man.
Just wearing it for the team. And once you keep that ball in front, you're going to freeze everybody.
Giants RBI leader Brandon Crawford. Another one in the dirt, and another good save by Lucroy.
Dude, you got too much pine tar on your fingers. That was a whole lot easier than the one before, but still a nice play. Anytime you block a ball with a runner at third base, it's a nice play. Period. And your pitcher has to believe that he can throw that breaking ball down below the strike zone. That's where it's most effective. Trying to bounce it, but you've got to know as a pitcher that the catcher can block it. Lucroy, he can.
2-1. Crawford, base hit over the reach of LeMahieu, and that will finally score a run for the Giants. They needed that big time. 2-1. It hung there just long enough where you thought, can LeMahieu reach it?
Well, he's 6'4". I mean, he's got some hops, so you have to hold your breath. Yes.
And Buddy Black is coming out to make the change. So that looks like Estevez. Senzatella had joined him in the bullpen, but we're going to have a pitching change here. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. And you can stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Stream on the go on the NBC Sports app. Including tonight here from Denver, Colorado, Coors Field, Game 2 of this 3-game series. Giants and the Rockies 2-1. Colorado is leading. Giants still threatening here in the 5th, and the 3rd pitcher of the night, Carlos Estevez.
Take a look at the numbers for Estevez in 23 games, 5-0. But 6.65 ERA. I mean, he's a guy who's kind of been the vulture on the club, picking up some wins out of the middle relief role. 9 walks and 32 base runners and 32 hits. That's 41 base runners in 23 innings. That's a lot. He does throw hard. You're going to see mid to high 90s fastball with a slider and a changeup.
Strike one to Hunter Pence at 98 miles an hour.
As advertised.
Yep. And he's a guy, I mean, you see all those base runners, but he's not a comfortable at bat. He is huge.
That's just country hardball right there. There's zero finesse in that release. I mean, he's filling his pants on every swing. Just trying to throw as hard as he possibly can. And that's that uncomfortableness you're talking about.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me, just the way he looks out there, Dellin Betances, the Yankees late inning reliever. He's just huge and throws hard. The numbers don't match Betances, but
the uncomfortability,
I think it's close.
6'6", 250, big fella.
2-1 to Pence. And now time granted very late.
You know, pitchers hate that. But if you're going to stand out there and hold the ball, you can't expect a player to hang in there with you. You cannot let a guy ice you down if you're a hitter.
Yeah, and I made that point yesterday over on the radio side, talking to myself about Corey Guerin, who was unhappy at a late time, but he just had taken so long. To me, it's hard to blame the hitter. At some point, you just get tired of waiting. 98 miles an hour at the knees.
Well, Hunter Pence thought this was low. We get more low strikes than high strikes with Andy Fletcher.
2 on, 2 out, 2-2 pitch. Pence strikes out swinging. Now the Giants do get a run on the Crawford RBI hit, but only the one. So we'll go to the bottom of the 5th where the Rockies still leading 2-1.
Sports Bay area is brought to you by PenFed Credit Union. Do better with your money at PenFed. It's easy to apply and no military service required. Apply today at PenFed.org.
Beautiful night in Denver. Dave Fleming, Mike Krukow, Dwayne Kuiper from Coors Field. 2-1 Rockies, bottom 5. Ty Block, the local kid, pitching well. Jonathan Lucroy, 8th place hitter, takes a strike. We got the pitcher spot due up next. Rockies have already used 3 pitchers in this game, and they're going to use a pinch hitter here in the 5th. It's a bullpen night for Bud Black in Colorado. And it is looking like a chance, although the game in Cincinnati is not over. The Reds lead the Brewers 7-3 in the 8th inning, so it's looking like another opportunity for Colorado to pad their wild card lead. Brewers closest in pursuit. Cardinals also in the race for that second wild card spot. Pirates came back and beat the Cubs. They were trailing late in that game. They beat the Cubs 4-3. That's a big result. Lucroy right to panic. Minor league seasons ended yesterday, so that meant the Giants were free to make their what probably will be their final call-ups. Austin Slater reinstated from the DL. They wanted him as much time playing games at AAA as possible coming back from injury, so he's back. And then Roberto Gomez and Reyes Moronta both called up. Carlos Moncrief has been designated for assignment to clear some room, but 2 pitchers we've never seen who will get a chance to make their major league debuts some point here soon.
Well, both hard throwers.
Guys that the Giants think could earn a spot in the bullpen for next year, have a chance to make a positive impression here in the month of September. That's a strike.
And this really is the land of opportunity right now. I mean, if you're a young player and you get hot this month, give it an opportunity. You're going to get more opportunity. You have good at bats, you get hit, you will play. And you can really make an impression. Same thing for a pitcher. You go out there and you have an outing where you have a 1-2-3, you strike out a couple guys in the middle of the lineup. Those are opportunities you should beg for if you're a young pitcher.
1-2 to the pinch hitter Ryan McMahon. Well, part of the shame of this year, when you have a year that's not a contending season, you want to use that as much as possible to give chances to your young guys, evaluate your young guys. Man, it's a foul ball out of the reach of Gorky Hernandez. And for the Giants, Christian Arroyo still hurt and out. Slater's been hurt for these last many weeks. Tyler Beede, their top starting pitching prospect, has been out with a groin injury. He's not going to pitch again until the fall league. So those are guys that they would have liked to have given playing time here in the month of September that they haven't been able to. I think that has been a source of frustration. Strike 3 called.
A rare high strike. Strikeout number 2 for Ty Blach. Andy Fletcher didn't give you a lot of belts. This time he does. Man, not convinced that was a strike, but hey, yes, it was. Let's get an earful from Bud Black on the bench over there on the Rocky side.
I don't even recognize Andy Fletcher. I wonder how much weight he's lost. 50 pounds.
Looks good.
Curveball to Charlie Blackmon, who is 0 for 2. Having a monster year, and especially the numbers here at home are just ridiculous.
Hitting almost 400.
Just below 400 at home. Foul ball.
I mean, you're into September and you're hitting 400 at home. You're doing a lot of things right. There you see the highest home batting average this season in Major League Baseball. Blackmon at 398. Posey at the second spot hit 345 at AT&T. Then Josh Reddick, Ryan Zimmerman, and Paul Goldschmidt round out the top 5.
Isn't that interesting that Buster is in that slot? You know, when you think of how the reputation of AT&T Park. Had Charlie Blackmon flinching to get out of the way.
He almost walked into that one. He set an outside target and he just kind of leaves it middle in, and all of a sudden baseball can humble you in a lot of little ways. And even a stylish player like Charlie Blackmon can look a little uncoordinated at times, dodging a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
That one to center field. Not that deep. And that's out number 3. Span had to wrestle with that one a little bit, but he's got it. On to the 6th, 2-1 Rockies.
On NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. By AAA. Get a free canvas backpack. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/road trip or to a AAA branch for details. By Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
2-1 Rockies lead the Giants here as we go to the 6th inning at Coors Field. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. It is the 4th pitcher of the night for Colorado, Antonio Senzatella. He's been a most-time starter, part-time reliever. He's having a pretty good rookie year.
Well, he's really a good pitcher. He's got great stuff. You're going to see mid to high 90s velocity of the fastball with a big curveball, slider, changeup. 4 pitches you see from a starter, which is really what the Rockies think of him as a starter. Last year, he had shoulder problems, and he wound up throwing under 40 innings. It was 34 2/3 innings last year. So this year he's done a great job, but the problem is he's got 125 innings, and they're not going to overload this kid. He's only 22 years old, but they really like this youngster. Giants have been impressed with him, and they've seen him this year.
Well, it's become a major issue for Colorado. It's a good problem to have, but their rotation was by far the youngest in the big leagues, and all the rookie starters, Freeland and Senzatella and Marquez, and even younger veterans like Anderson and John Gray. Jeff Hoffman's been a good rookie pitcher for them, and this is the time of year where those rookies can start to run out of gas.
Well, and that's what they're going to be very protective of in regards to Senzatella. You have to build innings up, and if a guy's got 34 innings the previous year, you can't overload him.
Yeah.
You'll hurt him again, especially when he's had a shoulder problem at the tender age of 22. 6'1", 230-pounder. He's a big fella, and very easy delivery, and the ball explodes out of his hand. He's not a max effort guy.
1-2. Pablo threw the bat just to make sure he could get the hands out of the way.
Pablo's giving him a look like, hey, I'm from Venezuela. We're countrymen. What's the deal here? Little cut fastball. Sandoval almost walks into it.
Well, it goes without saying, Pablo needs a hit. not going to get it this time. It's another strikeout for Rockies pitchers, and the struggles, extreme struggles, continue for Pablo.
Well, they set the outside target. They want to backdoor this thing. It winds up going down and in, being a really good pitch to the inner part of the plate. And Sandoval just late. And I don't think he saw the spin on that pitch very well.
1 out. Ryder Jones takes a strike.
It's 95-mile-an-hour cut. Oh yeah, cotton candy. Gives you a blue tongue, gives you blue lips.
Can I make an admission?
Yeah.
Even as a kid, I just never could do cotton candy.
No, I agree.
It just never. I want some cotton candy. No thanks.
I thought it was pretty cool the first time I tried it. Then all of a sudden, by the time the first thing was gone, I was over it.
It feels like your teeth are going to fall out.
Mom?
She's totally in. By the handful.
Oh, yeah. I think it's better than pine tar, though, as far as putting sticky on your finger.
I'm a little disappointed. I thought that was all going to be one bite. Strike 3 swinging. Senzatella strikes out the first 2 that he faces. Strikeouts are piling up tonight.
Well, Senzatella going down below the strike zone ahead in the count, and this is what you want a guy to do, chase that bounce breaking ball by design. And Ryder Jones sent packing.
It's the 10th strikeout for Colorado pitching. We're in the 6th inning. Okay, everybody.
Hey, you want to try the pink? What do you think?
Yeah, some people actually have an opinion. Oh no, the blue tastes better than the pink, or vice versa.
Mom's got a black belt degree, like 5th level
in cotton candy consumption.
Oh, and she's unbelievable.
Well, look, we go away for one pitch, and look what shows up. And it's not just all for her. Little pop-up. Story is going to make the call and the catch. Pretty dominant stuff from Antonio Senzatella. Hey, look what we got to go along with the cotton candy.
By T-Mobile. Tomorrow's starters will be Johnny Cueto taking on Kyle Freeland, a righty going against a lefty. Coverage begins at 4:30 p.m. on NBC Sports Bay Area, so check us out if you would. And that's our Unlimited Baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile.
Now, am I right to say that for most of his career, Johnny Cueto's had great success here at Coors? I think he's been a guy who has almost always pitched well until this season. We were talking about Cueto last year as kind of the guy who'd figured this place out against all odds. Well, there's his career numbers. That's pretty good, even with a couple of rough starts of late. 3.43 earned run average. So Cueto, and I thought he looked good when he came off the DL and made his last start. 2-3-4 hitters coming up against Ty Blach, third time through for the Denver native Regis Jesuit over in Aurora. LeMahieu walked and scored the first run back in the first inning. He hits that one hard into left field. Well, he pulled the ball. If that had been against the Diamondbacks, he would still be running. Diamondbacks didn't use a left fielder against DJ LeMahieu. Ty Blach, who was born here and went to that Jesuit high school in Aurora, then went to Creighton in Omaha for his college baseball.
Well, he's not intimidated by the altitude. He's not intimidated by Coors Field. I mean, he grew up here. He knows what it's like pitching at 5,200 feet. That point you make about the way the Diamondbacks played LeMahieu, it just goes against so many things, especially when you have a left-hander like Blach out there who's a cutter. But you know, if their studies and their information says, they're going with it, and I just think it's fun to watch.
Well, it was really interesting to see how the Diamondbacks did it, and they said how extreme it was. That one hit down the right field line by Arenado, but foul.
Saw that guy in the stands with a red sweatshirt on. He also went to Regis Jesuit school. Yeah, when you get a sweatshirt, you get a cowboy hat.
Around here, yeah, cowboy hat goes with everything. The 1-2. Arenado has had good success against Ty Blach. 1 for 2 tonight. You got to be careful with this guy. One swing, and it could be a much different feeling game. 1 run batted in behind Giancarlo Stanton for the league lead. Just a bloop. Another foul ball. He's led the league the last 2 years. It's not very often that a player will lead his league in runs batted in 3 years in a row. Arenado's got a great chance to do it.
Just a great athlete. Great baseball player. You know, you look back to the way the season started with the WBC and Arenado on that American team. He didn't hit.
He did not.
First time I ever saw him not hit. Of course, what he has done historically against the Giants, I mean, he has really been hard on the Giants.
I was there for the semifinal and the final at Dodger Stadium. He could not make contact. I mean, it was like almost like a mental block. It was so weird to see, even in a preseason environment. It was he couldn't get the bat on the ball, and he was shaking his head, talking to himself. That one into the gap, left center field, and Gorkys can't cut it off. So that's going to score a run. LeMahieu around third. A double for Arenado. 3-1 Rockies. He just spoils, pitches foul, hangs in there, stays alive, and then finally gets something he can hit hard.
Exactly. You make one mistake, and he just punishes you. I mean, it's a mistake out over the plate at the belt. I mean, he's as good a belt high and above hitter as there is in this division. And in this ballpark, I mean, he just makes you pay. I mean, really, you look at that location, you have to think, well, I mean, I guess I kept him in the yard. Because with his reputation, he's got 30 home runs on the year, And again, what he has done historically to the Giants, I was surprised that it was only a double. As you see Derek Law starting to get heated up quickly for the Giants in their bullpen.
Seven pitch at bat for Arenado, and he did finally get that mistake. So now Mark Reynolds, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. 28 home run season for him. Starting to see just a little slippage in command. Down the left field line. That's going to be another extra base hit. Reynolds testing Gorkys. Here comes the throw, and he's safe. Not by much. That was a good play by Gorkys Hernandez, but a double. 4-1.
Take a look at the throw from the bare hand. He's got a good arm, and it's an accurate one. One hop. And Reynolds, you may not think has speed. He does. For a big man, he moves well. He was sniffing double. He was not going to be denied. So 3 consecutive hits. Derek Law has been told to heat up the process with the right-handed hitting Story on deck.
I think this will be the last hitter for Ty Blach. And it's too bad he's pitched well again tonight. Starting to see some of those mistakes up. Caught by Crawford. What a play. Gerardo Parra threw the bat about 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, he needs to get over that. Not the first guy to ever hit an atta ball at somebody. You got a lot of young kids watching flip the bat. We'll pick that up. Brilliant play from Crawford. There's the high backhander. And here's the flip of the bat we're talking about. It's just no place for it at the big league level.
Well, Ty Blach is coming out. Derek Law in from the bullpen. Rockies lead 4-1 when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
Gigante celebration presented by Coors Light. Join us in Lot A across from AT&T Park from 3 to 6 p.m. for an afternoon of free music and festivities celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. For information, go to sfgiants.com/Fiesta Gigantes.
And that is a 6:05 game time, 1 week from this Saturday when we get back home from the road trip. It's the Dodgers and the D-backs coming into town. Derek Law takes over.
Derek Law for the 34th time coming into a big league game this year. 29 strikeouts against 11 walks in 31 innings.
Not the year that he was hoping for, but a chance to finish strong. Feels like he got some things figured out.
Well, he's still a little pumped up. I mean, we've seen him with a good fastball. You saw that last one with a little cut on it. He's got 4 pitches. But the breaking balls we've seen him so far, they've had some hang to him. So that usually means the guy's a little overamped, which you can imagine back in the big leagues first couple of times.
Well, it gets by Buster. With 1 out, that's a big play. Reynolds goes to third.
Take a look at the cutter, and it almost looks like he was crossed up.
Yep, it did. That is scored as a wild pitch. I think he was. The infield has to come in. Close.
Infield is coming in. Runner third, down 3. This is a strikeout situation for Mr. Derek Law. And these are ways you can impress your manager and your pitching coach in the month of September.
Absolutely. Should relish a spot like this. This was the last time Story was up.
Well, a 2-out cutter that he just tattoos deep in the bleachers in left field. For Story, home run number 19. He had 27 last year and got hurt. Missed a lot of time.
Big time power. But he is a guy you can strike out. That was a pretty good breaking ball. Story did well to get a piece of it. So that's the slower curveball, I guess.
Well, he's got, it's funny because he's a high 3/4 release. What he calls a slider, if you look at the hand action on the pitch, it really is a curveball. But he calls it a slider. The curveball is, like you said, it's a lot slower than the hard breaking ball that he throws. And he comes back with a cut 95. He also has a changeup or a split, and it's a strikeout pitch. So he's got a lot of weapons.
There's no reason why Derek Law can't be a solid major league reliever. Just the consistency this year has really been lacking.
It's a good battle right here. Trevor Story is fighting off some fuzz. Derek Law has made some really good pitches to him.
Posey and Law were having a hard time getting on the same page. I think when Derek Law made his major league debut, it was about the first pitch that he ever threw. He was shaking off Buster.
Rookies.
2-2 fastball. That one was hit hard but foul. That one was not as well located by Law, but just a foul ball. That close to the Cotton Candy family?
They are having a blast.
Yeah, it was.
And this really is a great ballpark to bring your family.
Great ballpark. One of the best. Tried that curveball. He's trying just about everything. You said it. This is a battle. 3-2. Struck him out.
That's a good win for Derek Law. That's the strikeout he was pitching for. Now, with 2 outs, you relax your defense back. Give your infield more range. Let's take a look at the 3-2. Looked like it may have been a backup slider. I mean, this is an example of the high breaking ball we're talking about. It can still be effective because Trevor Story was thinking that thing was going to have some break. It did not. So a hanging breaking ball at times, a great pitch. Any pitch that gets an out is a great pitch.
Again, Desmond takes a ball. So you got to get through one more to get the Giants back to the plate, down just 4-1. Desmond 0 for 2. Drives that one toward the gap, and that's going to get a run home. One hop up against the wall. Reynolds scores. Desmond double, 5-1.
So a cut fastball, you want to take it the other way, and a nice job of staying inside the fastball from Desmond, finding that opposite field gap. And a 2-out RBI. Those are always at bats you remember fondly.
Just too much of the plate. And in Desmond, it's one thing you make a mistake as a pitcher. It's another thing the hitter takes advantage of it. He did. Is that another backup slider?
No, I thought that was a pretty good pitch. You know, the very first pitch of an at bat, they're not going to go up there and look for a breaking ball like that, which is, you know, Buster Posey knows that, which is why he called it. He knows Lucroy. They were teammates in the WBC. But, you know, we saw one in spring training when we saw Derek Law. And there was a breaking ball he was throwing. It was a big one. It was a big straight downer, 12-6 snap. And that one we haven't seen since he's been called back up. But the other thing too is, you know, we're looking right over the top. The center field camera here gives you a different angle than what you see at AT&T. So what we're accustomed to seeing with his break, we're not getting the same look.
That is true. It fools me sometimes, that look. Oh, blasted foul. Now you do have first base open. The pitcher's spot is due up next. Of course, there's a pinch hitter. Mike Tauchman is out on deck, so it's not going to be a pitcher that hits. Jake McGee, the left-hander, is warming up in the bullpen. It's over in Cincinnati, so the Brewers have lost. Rockies know. And this has been a very fruitful inning for Colorado, inching their way closer to a win where they can gain another game on the Brewers. Way outside. Diamondbacks, with their win streak, have really opened up some distance, but it's a fight after that. Even the Marlins feeling like they still have a chance, but probably a 3-team race for one spot. Man, Eric Law having a hard time hitting that outside corner. Two. Base hit. Desmond will score. The throw cut off by Pablo. 6-1.
Take a look at the location and you can see it's just a mistake. You know, and I think that he is suffering from the lack of break because of Coors Field. That's what it does to sliders. I think that's the message that Dave Righetti's going to say is that your location has to be better. You're giving them good pitches to hit.
Well,
so you lower your sights. You say, if I'm going to miss this one, I'm going to miss down below the strike zone.
If that slider's not working too, the fastball command just has to be a little sharper. And those last 2 fastballs before the one that got hit were so far outside, just easy takes.
You know, and with his delivery, I mean, he's kind of like Linscomb in a lot of ways. He really anchors his arm down, and he gets it back up top, comes right over a high 3/4, sometimes over the top release. It isn't a release and an arm action that is very easy to pinpoint control.
Now that one in the dirt. They're not using a pinch hitter. It is the pitcher, Senzatella. He's just all over the place now. Josh Osich getting warmed up.
That's the best breaking ball he's throwing right there. And he throws that in a 1-0 count. So, Dave Righetti making some suggestions, and Derek Law applying them, and immediately a better breaking ball.
Well, even if it's the pitcher at the plate, just to throw a few that are better, maybe figure something out there on the game mound. 5 runs against Ty Block. I think he pitched better than that line would indicate. He only gave up 7 base runners in 5 1/3 innings. There's strike 3. Rockies, though, with a 4-run inning to open this game up. Kite will come back and join Mike here on the TV side. It is 6-1 Colorado.
Play, it is the Giants with 1 run, 7 hits, no errors. The Rockies 6 runs on 7 hits. It was a pretty tight ball game until the 6th inning, when the Rockies erupted with 4 runs. Ty Block 5 1/3. 5 of those earnings go to his ERA. Nolan Arenado 2 for 3. RBI double, scored a run. That's our Toyota game summary. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. As we head to the top of the 7th, this little guy right here saying, "Yeah, you know what? This feels good. I think I'm gonna like this sport. Thanks for bringing me, Grandpa. That a bit. Lots of family, lots of kids on a night where you can wear a jacket and sweater. And it feels good after all the heat the Giants have had the last 4 days. So here we are going to the top of the 7th inning. Rockies 6, Giants 1. Once again, My friend Dwayne Kuiper.
Already. Well, I was having a lot of fun until the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, I think the Giants can say the same thing. But they need to answer. That's what they have to do. Offensively, this is Coors Field. They need to make some noise.
Well, Mac Williamson gets a chance to do that. Going into the bottom of the 6th, the Giants are out hitting the Rockies 7 hits to 2. As Williamson pops it out of play.
That's how you want to see a guy 6'4", 240 swing. Good aggressive hack right there.
Out of play. Nothing in 2.
Cincinnati taking full advantage of the 5-run lead that he has now. No dibble in those first 2 challenge fastballs.
On the ground, and that'll be a double. That'll be a single.
Well, I was thinking double too.
Yeah.
Well, MLB.tv every night, every device. Go to MLB.tv for details. Check it out. We couldn't live without it.
Yep. Hang in there. Yeah. Oh,
rally cap time.
Let's go. In this park, you can do that in the 1st inning.
Oh, she needs to make a repair there.
Here's Span. And a strike. What are we doing? Come on, you can do it.
Well, she just says, I don't need a stinking strap. This guy, he may go on the DL trying to get this thing on his head. Yeah, we need some help. Thank you. There you go.
Gramps could only watch for so long.
Well,
he had to get involved.
It did have an entertainment factor to it.
Oh, you got a good chuckle out of that one. Hey, they're trying.
Yes, they are. And they're having fun doing it.
Here's the 0-2 to Span.
Cincinnati, they're going to protect. It's all about innings pitched. He's at 125 this year. 22 years of age. They're just not going to extend him out. Only threw 34 last year. But he has got a bright future with this Rockies team.
Yeah, he started out, it looked like, I thought he was like 10-0. Or it certainly seemed like it.
Giants saw him earlier in the year, and he was fantastic. But you have to like the way the ball comes out of his hand. Just so easy.
3-2. Oh yeah, well, there's one way to solve that. Just go that route.
Yeah. The tomahawk, I like it.
So 3-2 to Span. Giants will take a walk here. And they do.
Keep the line moving. Down 5 runs. This is essential.
Take a look at Joe Panik. And what he's done tonight, he's got 3 hits. That was a double.
3 hits yesterday, 3 hits tonight. He is on a scald.
Well, what does that do average-wise for Joe? 277. So at that time of the year where your average is not going to go up a whole lot, it's not going to go down a whole lot. How about the Cardinals and the Padres in a pitching duel in that one?
5-4 in the 2nd inning. That's in San Diego.
Yeah.
2nd of 4.
Well, that's a bandbox now.
Yeah, well, it has felt that way this year.
So here's panic. 1 ball and no strikes. Posey on deck. There's a strike. Zenzatella flips one in there to even the count. Williamson, Span, panic waiting, 7th inning. And the pitch. Pop up, playable. Arenado. 1 out. And here's Posey. I got it. I got this one.
It's come my way. I got.
He's got a lot going on there, doesn't he?
Well,
got foam fingers, gloves.
What do they tell you when you're a youngster playing? Anticipate the ball. And that's what he was doing. He was anticipating the ball with style.
And a base hit. And into the gap. And Span is going to score. And Posey's got a double. So Buster knocks in a pair.
Well, Charlie Blackmon, the center fielder for the Rockies, he had shaded Posey to the right side. They really gave the left center field gap. And Posey gets a little cutter middle in at 95. There you can see it, about 6 steps out of straightaway center field. That's all Posey needed to shoot one by Blackmon. And a good read from center fielder Denard Span, who knows what this field is like and what opportunity it provides a runner. And he just took advantage of it.
All right, so now it's 6-3. Here comes Bud Black. And he's going to go to the bullpen. And so are we. So while we head to the bullpen, it's 6-3, and we'll be back. They do have some people on base, and it'll be Zach Roscup who's going to come in.
Yeah, he's kind of got yo-yoed up and down from AAA to the big leagues this year. This is his 3rd time being called back up this year. He's got 6 appearances on the year, 7 strikeouts. Nobody walked in 4 2/3. His ERA is a little bloated, but he's got a fastball that goes low to mid-90s and a good slider.
And this is like a one-hitter guy, right? In this game. Crawford with a base hit in the 5th. He's 1 for 2.
But if he gets it out here, they might walk Pence and then pitch to Sandoval right-handed.
That's true. No balls and 1 strike. Crawford hits a high fly ball center field. Blackman now shows that he's got some room, and he makes the catch. And that's out number 2. And here comes Hunter Pence, and here comes Bud Black.
Well, it's kind of like cigarettes in the war. If you got them, smoke them.
Yep. 6-3. It's Neshek. Two outs, and we've seen this guy before.
Pat Neshek, yes, we have. Started out the season with the Phillies. Rockies picked him up towards his trade deadline. 61 games he's appeared in this year.
Yeah, remember Neshek with the Cardinals against Michael Morris? Gone.
Yeah, that was game 5, a 3-2 ball game where the Cardinals were leading. Nobody hit home runs against Neshek that year. Michael Morse did, and it set the stage for Travis Ishikawa. And that night, the Giants would win the National League pennant.
So here's Pence. Out of play. Pence walked in the 2nd. Had a lot of pitches that he took that were chasing him off the plate, and then he struck out in the 3rd and in the 5th.
Let's take a look. Did he go? Oh, yeah.
LeMahieu, side retired. Giants scored twice. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th at 6-3 Colorado. It's a 6-3 lead for the Rockies. And it's time for a change. Think Speedy. Oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So making his major league debut is Reyes Maranta. And you see what he did in the minor leagues this year. Started out in Richmond. And in Richmond in 19 games, 26 strikeouts in 18 innings. And they bumped him up to AAA. He went 17 strikeouts in 17 innings. He's a hard thrower. He's got kind of a low 3/4 release. 6 feet, about 220 pounder.
Kind of.
Sort of. He's 24 years of age, out of the Dominican Republic. Fastball, it'll go mid to high 90s. Slider, curveball, changeup.
Blackman is 0 for 3.
So go get him, kid. Major league debut. It's not
fun.
like you're facing a bunch of bums either.
3 of the top 10 hitters in the National League right off the bat. Here's Johnny Cueto going, yeah, I'm going to watch this kid. He had 1 day in the big leagues. He was in New York. And I did not see the field. There's a foul back.
That's a quick slider right there. Quick break in 85. We saw him in spring training. He pitched a game against the A's in Scottsdale, and everybody kind of sat up in their seats. It was late in the day. It's like, who is this kid? One of 2 right-handers brought it and activated today.
Got him.
And that's how his big league career starts out. 98 on the black.
You are not allowed to call Charlie Blackman out.
Well, I think that's kind of what Charlie Blackman is saying. But 98 at the knees, I mean, that's pretty impressive. That looks pretty perfect to me.
You know what? Charlie Blackman's going to look back at that and say, Andy Fletcher got it right.
So,
plus, it's hard for Charlie Blackman to take an 0 for 4. And here's LeMahieu. And a called strike.
Maranta just unhinges. He just comes at you. Talked about the month of September for the Giants is a big land of opportunity. And right now, Maranta is blowing.
Here's the 0-2 to LeMahieu. On the ground to Sandoval. 2 outs.
I mean, this is good stuff. May have to get him a bigger jersey here down the road. Let's take a look at the all-out, I'm going to let it hang motion right over a 3/4 slot. I mean, he's got a lot of body coming at you. And you got to like this kid. 24 years of age. In the media guide, says 6 foot 175, but I think that's when he was 12 years old.
That's not him. It's got to be somebody else.
Yeah.
Arenado with those.
Like I said, you should beg for opportunities like this if you're a kid in September. Facing 3 guys like Blackman, LeMahieu, and Arenado, are you kidding?
0-2.
Set up on the outside. That's a good
Miss.
hanging slider.
Yeah.
Back up. But that's a great 0-2 pitch. I mean, that's a paralysis fastball right there. Some umpires even get it.
One and 2. 2-2. Amazing what hitters are doing. Their minds are like computers now, trying to figure this guy out.
Well, you know what? It's not a bad thing to have a little spookiness to you.
Oh, absolutely.
This guy doesn't look like he's a real comfortable at bat if you're hitting off the right side.
hangs in there.
Johnny Cueto's loving it.
This kid, if he spends any time with Cueto, he'll have 3 quick pitches in his arsenal. He'll be turning his back. And a full count. Yeah, you're going to earn your money if you're a rook facing Arenado. What the heck? Challenge him.
Oh, what do you got to lose?
Let him, yeah.
You got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Panic, slides and throws. Not in time. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a win for the kid.
He came right after him. He got kind of a little defensive protective hack from Nolan Arenado. We haven't seen many of those swings from him this year. So yeah, I'm saying that's a win. Arenado sniffing ahead. He can get down that line. Easy call for Alan Porter, the base umpire at first.
So here's Reynolds. Reynolds doubled in the 6th. That get Buster pretty good.
Well, it was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. It just got fouled off into his chin. It absolutely got him good. That popped his jaws, what that did.
What you can't have happen is another one right away. That's the danger. And then there's a lot that happened with Mike Matheny. He just got so many in a short period of time. Out of play. And then I think I read somewhere where he went back and counted what he thought he might have had. It's like in the 40s. I'm not talking about foul balls, concussions.
It's too many.
1-2. And that's foul. We are in the 7th. Giants have 6 more outs and they trail by 3. And this park, doable.
Anthony Reyes, Giants trainer.
Runner goes on the ground, foul. By the way, the Cardinals have scored some more. It's now 7-4.
Game of the 3rd inning. You don't normally see 11 runs scored in 3 innings in San Diego.
No, you don't. 1-2 to Reynolds. And this is a little flip job into right field, a base hit. And Mac Williamson had a shot to throw at Arenado, and he could not handle it. Arenado made a mistake.
And Mac Williamson has a good arm.
He's thrown out Arenado by 20 feet. Well, Bruce Bochy's coming out. And with Parra coming up, he's going to go to the left-hander, Osich. So we'll be back. Rockies do what they do. They get runners on base with 2 outs.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be the left-hander Josh Osich. Osich, one of 2 lefties the Giants have in their pen. He and Steven Okert. 48th game that he has come into. And he comes in. He's going to face Gerardo Parra. The two have met. Parra 0 for 2 lifetime. A couple of ground ball outs. So Murata got a lot of pats in the back and a lot of hay. Nice going. Good job, kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
He looked good.
Osich to Parra. On the ground. And this is not going to be good. And it goes into left field. And that's going to allow Arenado to score. And on a ball that never left the infield, it's now 7-3. So that's got to be an error. So Osich does his job, and here comes Bruce Bochy.
Posey goes to a backhand and then tries to underhand. You can really take a look, or Ryder Jones rather, comes up and does a little underhand, and it caromed off of
the helmet. Yep, you're right. Good call.
And Crawford never had a chance.
So we'll do it again. It's another debut.
So Roberto Gomez just activated today. Take a look at what he did this year in Sacramento. Half the time he was a starter, then they put him in the bullpen. He's another kid with a good fastball, 6'5", 180-pounder. He is not really a baby. He's 28 years old. Missed the last couple years with a pretty substantial arm injury, but he came back this year. He's got 89 strikeouts and 97 1/3, so we're all looking at him for the same time. He's got a fastball, curveball, and a slider, and an occasional changeup just to stay in shape. Gomez, like Murata, also from the Dominican Republic, from Santiago. Originally signed with the Tampa Bay Rays back in 2010. And used primarily as starter throughout his minor league career. So his big league career starts tonight.
By the way, the official score ruled that a hit for Parra, which is quite laughable.
Morata talking it over with Johnny Cueto. I'm sure Johnny Cueto going out of his way to talk about how good that kid was tonight. Major League debuts, they're tough because you have such an unbelievable adrenaline surge. And Morata looked good.
Here's Story. On to strike.
Just an easy 95. Morata came at you like, you know, he was going to give you every ounce of strength he had behind that fastball. Whereas Gomez is a little more fluid, not a max out guy.
Oh, 2.
So 2 impressive fastballs. Throwing right by a good fastball hitter.
Outside. Stays right around 95, 96. Law struck out Story on a hanging slider in the 6th. And it's caught, and that'll end the inning. 7-3 Rockies. The home of the authentic 49ers fan, and 49ers coverage every single day with Matt Mayoko on NBCSportsBayArea.com, and the home of the official pre- and post-game shows of the team. It's on NBC Sports Bay Area, Sunday to Sunday. Another pitcher, Mike?
New pitcher now will be Jake McKee, the hard-throwing left-hander for these Colorado Rockies. 53 strikeouts at 51 2/3. Just 54 base runners allowed at 51 2/3. That's exceptional. And he thinks fastball. He will come at you. He's got to break a ball. But you primarily, I mean, you're going to see the fastball from left side, right side.
So here's Sandoval, still looking for a hit. I would normally say you would want to tie anything Johnny the Master ever did, except for this one. And Sandoval's 0 for 36. Lemaster was 0 for 37.
That was back in 1984. So, trying to break out of it. I mean, he's had good at bats. He's hit the ball hard. He's found gloves with it. And he is fit to be tied right now.
Digs it out on the 2-0 pitch. It's fouled and out of play. Colby Tomlinson is on deck, so he's going to hit for Ryder Jones.
When you got an 0 for 36 going, I mean, a walk is that's a welcome. Bring it on.
Run down the line like you got a hit. That's what I would do. Nope. 3-2. Come on back, Pablo. We're going to make you earn it, baby.
Well, they get it in fastball, and that's a generous call. I haven't seen many corners tonight called strikes.
And it's a walk anyway. So here's Tomlinson.
And it's a leadoff walk. Giants have to remind themselves they are in Coors Field. This is the land of opportunity. This is where offense blossoms. You're never out of it.
And it looked like Tomlinson was taking all the way, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Out of play, nothing in 2.
Jake McGee, I mean, he's not going to finesse you. He's going to come at you. For the most part, he works at pretty quick pace, too.
Out of play again. That was away from the target. The D-backs have taken a 1-0 lead on the Dodgers. That's a Zach Greinke story. Ryu is starting for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Close, got him.
Kelly Thomason, who doesn't say a whole lot, not happy with that call from Andy Fletcher. And I can see why. At 97, off the plate in, that's a rough assignment.
Here's Gorky Hernandez. Gorkis looking for a hit. He's 0 for 3. Outside, 2-0.
Until you get to 2 strikes, I mean, you don't even think about anything but a fastball against McGee. Oh, Mom will make it better. I know.
Mom's had a workout tonight.
No more cotton candy. That'll make you cry.
Here's a strike.
Yeah, moms get a workout every night.
They do.
Yep. They've got the touch. Moms.
2 outs, and here's Williamson.
Well, this is an at-bat I look forward to here. Power on power.
Well, I'm in.
McGee's got a 4-run lead. I mean, I would be surprised if he does anything but just comes right at Mac Williamson. So from Mac Williams' perspective, get ready to go.
On the ground, foul. Asked Phil Nevin.
Gotta give the ball dudes gloves, man. Come on.
He deked the old man like he did. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And there's a ground ball into the hole and a base hit for Mac Williamson. So what that does is it gets you a pitch away from making it a really close game.
Well, you got the right part of the lineup up. The last couple of days, top of the Giants lineup has been very productive. Denard Span, Joe Panik, they have been on fire. Span's been on base 3 times tonight, 3 hits for Panik. And Posey's got 2 hits behind them. So this is Giants' opportunity right here.
So here's Span. Span has been on base 3 times. He's scored twice. And he takes a healthy rip. And he fouls it out of play.
Denard Span was sitting on it.
Much like last night, Span and Panik have been on base combined 6 times. And the pitch. Swing and a foul. Lucroy hangs on, 0-2.
Take a look at the location of the 2 pitches. I mean, it's like back to back. Same location.
1-2.
Almost threw that by Lucroy.
One ball, 2 strikes. And
Joe West says no.
And then he smiles.
There's the blue cowboy.
Span gets to see another pitch. And McGee is going to throw it right now. Full count.
Just inside at 96. And a nice take from Span. They set the outside target. This thing goes in. You get that much reach across from a catcher, you're not going to get a lot of umpires to bite.
Runners will be on the move, 3-2 with 2 outs here in the 8th. Base hit down the left field line, and here comes Sandoval. He's going to score, and here comes Williamson. He's going to score. Span's got a double, and the Giants are right back in it.
Stay hot, Denard Span. What a great at bat. I mean, this is not a hanger either. I mean, if he tries to pull that thing, he rolls it over. It's a ground ball to LeMahieu, the second baseman. Stays inside it, shoots it right past Arenado, which is not easy to do. And a great 2-strike, 2-out RBI, or double, 2-run RBI double.
Here's Panic, who's 3 for 4.
And it all started out with a walk to that man.
And a strike to Panic.
Rockies have Adam Ottavino, the right-hander, in the bullpen with the disappearing slider. And he's thinking about the on-deck hitter, Buster Posey, if the inning can get to Posey.
McGee has thrown 25 pitches. So bent over at the waist, looking into Jonathan Lucroy.
I don't know how either.
No, he doesn't either.
Yeah, he's been good back there tonight. Look at this one. It looks more like a shortstop. Ew. Just don't have time when a guy's throwing 97 at you.
I think he blocks the tougher ones better than the easier ones.
Posey licking his chops.
3-1.
Panic has been red hot. And when you're red hot, you know that strike zone.
So here we go, 3-1. And it's right down the pipe, 3-2. So here we go again, another 3-2 count and another 3-2 pitch. And up the middle and another base hit. And here comes Span, and Panic's got his 4th hit. And McGee gives up another run. And Bud Black is coming out. Coors Field.
Oh, yeah.
Ottavino's coming in. It's 7-6 Rockies. Adam Ottavino comes in to do the pitching. And Ottavino, this will be appearance number 56. He's a very odd guy when it comes to his delivery, but he throws very hard, and he throws really against his body. Buster, in his last at bat, had a couple of RBIs and a double.
And there was the gapper that produced a couple of runs. Well, right now, I mean, he's the go-ahead run. Ottavino is, as Dwayne said, big crossover step, funky delivery, nasty slider, and a hard thrower.
And it's low. You look at him throw, and you wonder why his ERA is as high as it is, because he just looks like it would be nasty.
Well, I mean, especially from the right side.
There's 3 for 17 against Ottavino. Two and 0. Well, the better the opportunity for Buster Posey when you're in the driver's seat. So we'll see what Ottavino does here. Panic with his lead. 3-0.
Mike Dunn, the lefty, thinking about Brandon Crawford. Welcome to September baseball.
So it's 3-1. Ottavino steps out. Posey steps out. Panic at first. Pulled foul, 3-2. Well, a ball in the gap would tie this game. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes because Panic will be on the move. He goes. That ball looked like it was headed right at Buster, and he fouled it.
Well, that's that thing. You get a guy who's got a big crossover step, and he's got a low three-quarter delivery, and a slider as big as Ottavino's. He's starting that slider at you. And Posey in the protect mode and just kind of fought to stay alive.
So here we'll do it again. And it goes. Got him. And that'll end the inning. Giants score 3 times at 7-6. just like tonight, pregame live will start at 4:30. There's the game for you at 5:30 right here on NBC Sports Bay Area. Join us. It'll be Johnny Cueto who's on the hill. It's a 7-6 game as Mark Melanson comes in.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Mark Melanson. 32nd time he's come into a game. And for Melanson, going to tee it up against Ian Desmond.
Changes for the Giants. Tomlin is now at third, and moving from third to first is Pablo Sandoval.
Melanson has faced Desmond 5 times. He's got 1 hit, struck him out a couple times. They know each other.
And a strike.
And the umpires here at Coors Field not happy with that pitch. Orlando Calisteo walking around with a bat in his hand, getting ready.
Down low.
Let's take a look at the first pitch strike. Right down the middle. What are they yelling about?
Close
I don't
enough.
understand.
Close enough. And a strike. It's 1 and 2.
So if you're in Desmond, you better put yourself in the swing mode here. Pretty straightaway defense employed. Bernard span about 7 steps over towards right center.
Desmond helping Melanson out.
That's a rough at bat, and that's an at bat you feel like the umpire made you swing at that ball in the dirt.
So here's Luke Croy for the Giants in the 9th inning. It'll be Crawford, Pence, and Sandoval. Actually, that would be incorrect. It would be Crawford, Melanson, and then Sandoval. Foul back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And that pitch is high. 2 balls and 1 strike. And a base hit.
So a 2-1 fastball on the inside corner. The only straight fastball that he saw, or straight pitch that he saw the whole at bat. He jumped on it.
So if Carlos Gonzalez is going to hit.
Take a look at the fastball going right back up the middle, which we see a lot of from LaCroix. He's a good gap-to-gap, use the middle of the field type hitter.
So we'll have a pinch runner. It'll be Tachman who's going to pinch run.
Your attention. Pinch hitting for the Rockies in place of the pitcher on a major.
I guess, Mike, if you're the manager, you have to figure out what's more valuable to me. A faster runner replacing the catcher, or keeping that catcher in the game who's been in there for 8 innings. And that's a tough call.
It is September, and Bud Black's got 3 catchers. I think it's a tough call if you have to change catchers with the same pitcher, like a starter who has to go to another catcher. I think that's a little more difficult, but and that you're probably going to see Greg Holland, the closer for the Rockies, pitch in the 9th inning. I think Bud Black, you know, man, Bud Black's an old pitcher. I mean, he's aware of those things and sensitive to them.
Overshift is on, and there's a pitch high.
But
no strikes.
He also knows how well the legs of Jonathan Lucroy feel. Tuckman, I mean, he's a guy that he's got good speed. And Bud Black wants another run. He didn't like 1-run leads. He's been here at Coors Field all summer long.
(2-0).
Lance are trying to get the ball down, missing up.
Tauchman with his lead. 3-0. Quick toss to first. It's 3 balls and no strikes.
Take a look at the snap throw up. You reach across your body like that, you kind of put your shoulders in position to throw to first base. Posey sensing an opportunity. Why not?
There's a strike. Three and one. We'll see if Tauchman has any thoughts of going. He does. And a base hit. And that could very well score a run. They're going to wave in Tauchman. Here's the throw to Crawford. Crawford's throw home is going to be late. Well, there's your answer to pinch running for your catcher.
Well, that's exactly how Bud Black drew it up. Gonzalez gives him an opposite field gapper, hits away from the defense, and watch Tauchman go. An easy score from first. Despite 2 good relay throws. Ideally, managers want a 5-run lead in the 9th. I mean, it's the old Tony La Russa thing, where one swing of the bat cannot take away your lead. But here at Coors Field, when you have a 1-run lead, you're happy to get another run, and Bud Black just did.
So here's Charlie Blackmon, who's hitting for the 5th time. Swing and a miss.
That was kind of the yuck-a-do hack.
Both teams with 12 hits. Oh, 2.
That's a good cutter right there. I don't think Lansing can throw a better one than that. Late, hard breaking, and a swing through from Blackmon.
That was a good cutter. You're right. See if we can back it up. On the ground. Panic to Sandoval. Blackman's 0 for 5. Gonzalez to third.
Second baseman, number 9, DJ LeMahieu.
LeMahieu is 1 for 3. Got Buster Posey on his hand, and he's at the point now where he didn't want to look at it.
Got a finger.
Now he will.
So Anthony Reyes going to come out very quickly. Bruce Bochy right behind him. If it's a fingertip, I don't know if he's going to be able to stay in this game.
That's true. That's it. He's done. You don't see much reaction out of Buster Posey when he does anything. So when you see that kind of reaction, you got to know that it's not good.
It lit him up. You will not see him until Chicago.
Phil Nevin's having a problem with somebody in the stands.
Let's take a look again. Oh, right, direct hit, and the ball goes straight down. Relaxed hand, and then all of a sudden, you got lights out pain. And he'll go from here, and he'll go get it x-rayed.
Feeling somebody behind the bench said something to Buster Posey when he came off the field, and Phil Nevin took massive exception to it. And now they're asking the fan to calm down.
Phil Nevin has been a catcher at the big leagues, and he knows what that feels like. And he doesn't appreciate somebody laughing at the expense of a player.
Especially if player's injured.
Well, especially if it's a fellow catcher. Because it's what happened to Posey here has happened to Nevin.
So they will keep their eye on this guy, I'm sure, the rest of the night. And we'll keep our fingers crossed about Buster Posey. Fedorovich is going to do the catching. And I guess we're going to ask this guy to leave. Along with his buddy.
They do a good job in this ballpark policing the stands. And this guy clearly violated their code.
And LeMahieu with a base hit. And he'll have a double.
A double to right field. Base hit from LeMahieu to right field. It's sort of a redundancy to that because he gets so many to that side of the field.
So Kyle Crick is going to come in. Giants got close, and the Rockies answered back. Giants came back with 3 runs in the top of the city, and then Colorado just has come back with 2.
Kyle Crick's numbers, 24th time he's come in. He's done a nice job. 23 strikeouts and 25 1/3 for the hard-throwing young right-hander. He'll go mid to high 90s with his velocity. 4-pitch guy. So he's going to come in here and try and get the final out.
Final outs are hard to do here.
The Rockies have 2 right-handers in their bullpen, Oberg and Holland. If the score stays a 3-run deficit, you're going to see Holland. If it goes beyond that, you're going to see Oberg. Holland on your right, their closer.
So Crick to face Arenado. And a strike.
Good first pitch breaking ball from Crick. Three-hit night for Arenado. He scored 3 times. What is new? Just seems like the norm when the Giants play the Rockies. Arenado is going to do something amazing.
Yes, he went around. Nothing in 2.
Oh yeah, if he makes contact, he hits in the bleachers. Did he go around? Come on.
Side retired. Giants trail by 3. It's 9-6 Colorado.
Baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live. Highlights, reaction, and analysis, and it's all coming up for a full hour right after the game.
Or 6-9. 9-6 Colorado is Holland is in. Greg Holland to try to close it out.
This is what Holland has done this year. He's got 36 saves, just an outstanding year. He's a low to mid 90s fastball, high 3/4 delivery, which really gives good tilt on his curveball and slider. He's also got a split. He can strike out with all 4. Tony Walters now into catch for the Rockies.
Hundley on deck. Crawford, RBI single in the 5th. And a strike, so it's 1-2. Outside to Crawford. Giants started out the 8th. McGee walks Sandoval. They take that right here with Holland facing Crawford.
Oh, amen to that. Any base runner they can get on.
And Crawford on the ground to Arenado.
Pitcher boy hit that ball right in the 5.5 hole, but Arenado standing right there. So the defensive alignment prior to the pitch pays big dividends there for the Rockies. You can see how far off the line Arenado is. He has just 2 slight shuffle steps, perfectly placed there.
Here's Hundley.
That does tick you off as a hitter.
Yeah, more teams are playing in those holes, whether it's on the left side or the right side. So Hundley takes down low.
You know, it used to be where you would keep track of all the information that a guy did against you. Well, now they've got so many more efficient ways to record data that they'll chart every guy's at bat against everybody, and you really get a clear definition of where the guy hits the ball against certain type of pitchers.
Well, I guess it's easy to do now.
Yeah.
I think if you were to ask a current starter on either team, you would say, look, you're going to chart the game tomorrow. They would have no idea what you're talking about.
They have no idea. I mean, that was a big part of what starting pitchers did the day before they pitched. In some instances, 2 days before you pitch, you kept different charts.
Yeah.
2 days before, day before.
And maybe you might have to explain it. You just charted every pitch that the starter on your team made, and even the relievers when they came in. I mean, a starter in this ballpark, you could go through a dozen pencils in a homestand.
You talk about rider's cramp. Carpal tunnels wear you out. You have guys going to the DL because of their charting.
Hundley trying to reach any way he can, and why not? And he drives this one into center field. Blackman back. Blackman at the wall. Blackman makes the catch.
Hit that ball well.
Maybe in the daytime, but not tonight.
That winds up being a 415-foot hang with him. But Hundley knows the deal. He played here before.
Here's Sandoval.
And he needs a hit.
Yeah.
To get off of the schneid. To get off of the offer.
And strike. Two outs, nobody on. 9-6 Rockies. And that's tapped foul. still hanging in there, and we appreciate it. And the 0-2 to Pablo Sandoval. Left field, moving over is Desmond, and that's the ball game. So in a really quiet game until the 6th inning, and then all kinds of runs scored. The Rockies are going to win game 2 of this 3-game series, and now the Giants will try to salvage a game tomorrow behind Johnny Cueto.
Well, I mean, it was a night where the Giants offense scored some runs. I mean, they had a little comeback being down 6-1. But in the end, they just got out-Coors by the Rockies. And this is another great example of what the last at-bat means, and being able to be the home team. So you regroup and go get them tomorrow.
Final score, Rockies 9, Giants 6. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live starts right now.